So yeah, ALM, our annual leadership meeting, has been historically our thought leadership event that kicks off the year, that sets our agenda as an industry for the coming 12 months. The last time that we had a real full-scale ALM was in 2020, right before the pandemic. I remember vividly, I was actually interviewing for this role then, which was quite funny. That there was a cruise ship that was stationed off in the ocean that was not allowed to dock because there was a lot of folks that were sick and ill on that cruise ship. I don't think we had any idea what was going to happen over the next 2 years. So that was ALM back in Palm Desert in 2020. We had ALM earlier this year, which was, I think, one of the first, if not the first, industry events that showed us what normalcy looked like. We had about 700 of folks in New York. And this is a return to the ALM of yesteryear. We are fully anticipating over 1,000 attendees in Marco Island in January. And it's going to be the full ecosystem, which is something that I'm particularly happy and excited about. ALM historically has been really primarily a publisher and ad tech focused event. And not that there's anything wrong with that. There's been lots of publishers and ad tech folks who did a lot of business at ALM. IAB brings everyone, buy side and sell side, together. And if our attendance so far is any indication, we are going to have very good representation from brands, from agencies, publishers, platforms, and ad tech.
Yeah, I see even Netflix is coming. You have a lot of interesting people. And of course, IAB has taken a leadership role in the converged video world with your new fronts, obviously. How does how will the video world converge in Marco Island?
So we have obviously several areas of focus for ALM. I think you mentioned before, privacy and addressability is clearly one of them that we're facing down the barrel of 5 state laws coming into effect in 2023. National privacy reform made some progress this year, but we're probably going to take that up again in the next Congress. The future of kind of the streaming world, both audio and video, we call that kind of flexibility and fluidity, blurring the lines between awareness and demand. Historically, we've thought about lead generation focused activities and brand focused. We think that there's a blurring of the lines. So there'll be a track focused on that. We're going to talk about trust and transparency and humanity in the digital ecosystem. We're going to talk about recalibrating measurement and attribution. So streaming is clearly an area. We're also going to be talking about kind of where is this industry going? Where does Web3, where do NFTs, where does the metaverse, where does AR and VR fit in? And how can we give some practical and pragmatic suggestions for where marketers should be putting their money? So there's no doubt, as you said, streaming is a key part of that, but one of many things that we're going to be talking about.
David, so we see A-Rod is coming and a number of celebrities. Tell us about that.
So the speakers that we have, we're particularly pleased about and proud of who we've been able to bring to the stage. I would say that we have more CMOs and CEOs speaking on the stage than we have ever had before. PepsiCo, UPS, Shake Shack, New York Stock Exchange, lots of CMO, GM, lots of CMOs that are going to be speaking. And we have, one of the things that we like to talk about at ALM is not just the things that we deal with day in and day out, things that stretch our mind and our brain to think about things slightly differently. So there's no doubt that sports is a big part of the landscape in which we operate. So A-Rod is going to be coming and talking about baseball, investing, and the future of sports. He has an investment arm at A-Rod Corp. We have Baratunde Thurston, who some of the viewers might know, who talks a lot about culture and kind of, I think that we're in a time right now where we're all trying to figure out what does the return to office, what does the new paradigm look like? And he's going to be talking about that. We've got Matthew Ball, probably the foremost expert on the metaverse, speaking. We've got Stephanie Rule. So yeah, we have a real nice assortment of marketing leaders and folks that are kind of adjacent to our business to help inspire and motivate us. Our hope is coming out of ALM, we walk away with a combination of main stage presentations as well as town halls and breakouts where we could actually think about what do we want to accomplish this year together. because it takes all of us working collaboratively. One of the areas that I always say, and not to be a kind of cliche, this is not a spectator sport. This is a participatory sport. And our theme for this year, which is "It Starts Here," is really an homage to that. Everyone needs to get in the game to figure out the industry that we want to have, lest it be figured out for us.
And David, finally, you mentioned a number of the people from the buy side are going to be joining, which is kind of a very interesting development for the IAB ALM. What do you think as these CMOs and agency buyers come? What are their questions? What are the problems they want the sell side to solve? And you have a particular perspective coming from the buy side. What do you hope that conversation looks like, and what are the expectations from the buy side?
There's no doubt that we're heading into a period of reasonable uncertainty and some anxiety. We try to provide practical, pragmatic, data-driven solutions for buyers, brands, and agencies to get through times like this. I think we were very, very helpful during the pandemic. We did lots of research that helped to understand where the market was going, where is spend going, where do we need to invest our time and effort, and we intend to do the same thing at ALM. So practical advice for where to put your investments, how do you measure those investments, how do you do more of what's working and less of what isn't, is I think what the buy side is going to be walking away from. The other thing that I just want to say, which I think is important, we tend to over-index on technology and data and the bits and the bytes and all of that side of the business. There is absolutely no doubt that relationships have never been more important. As you know, ALM is obviously an in-person event. We made a conscious decision to not live stream it. So you're either in the room or you aren't in the room. And we think that that's really an important way for us to build relationships in the business. So we're excited to do that as well.